Morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
Yeah, salam alaikum.
Thank you very much for giving us a chance to meet you, Doctor, this morning. And I know your schedule is very busy, and you give us part of your time. Actually, our father suffered for the approximate last 10 years with different disease. Some of them is physically, and some of them is emotionally, some of them is physically, mentally. So, one of them, I'll give you a brief of his history. He was very active person, very active person, and job nature was as a businessman, holding business. The moment when he lost his business, depression started from that point. And all those diseases start cumulatively appear, consecutively. In 2010, he had heart stroke, and he done ballooning through angioplasty. And then starting from 2014, he had brain stroke, major one. But unfortunately, it wasn't, I won't say that treated properly, but no surgery been done to this one at all. And then last year, he had a minor brain stroke. This one, physically, mentally, we notice for the last 4 years, his behavior is uncontrolled. What do I mean by saying uncontrolled? Sometimes the starting point it was when he went for one day for shopping, and he come back home crying that he come walking to home, he couldn't find his vehicle. It was an indication to us, but we were not aware about this symptom because first time happened in our family. And then following that, he was very short-term.
Now, what I was saying was that the same thing that happened in the mind because of the loss or whatever, same could happen if somebody poked it, because that will kill certain cells and create a scene there or havoc there, and everyone is busy in looking at it. All neurons, all the nerve cells, because they have to focus on themselves automatically without you knowing. So it will start doing it. And then other cells can start misbehaving. The subconscious mind can still start playing games. For example, there are people who come with epilepsy. So there is a focus. Maybe there is a cyst. They say there is a cyst. And that starts sending current. So impulses come and the body goes into response. That means not only psychological but also physical problems can do the same. But psychological can lead to physical. If it is psychological, then you may not be careful about yourself. Then you may meet with an accident, may start eating not good food, for example. Which means ultimately there are 2-3 things which come into play for getting old, getting sick, getting very sick. The cholesterol problem must have been there for a long time, because food in your country is pretty good that way, So that keeps on developing, but unless there is stress or some other factor from outside, it may not show up. But once stress comes or any other problem comes, then instead of showing it up 10 years later, it shows up early. I'll take bits and pieces and then connect them. Let's go back. For any disease, abnormality to happen in the body, there are only 2 things. One is the tendency of the person or persons inside cells. It's a not 100%, kind of inborn tendency. For example, if I get a loss in business, but you get a loss too, and he gets a loss too, I will behave according to my tendency. You will behave according to your tendency. I don't know what's your family situation. Mine is different. That different behavior for the same stimulus, same thing that stimulates you, but different behavior, is because of the tendencies which have come with me, come with you, come with him. Those tendencies are generally of two reasons. One is the inborn, kind of genetic, that your nose has to be big. It's genetic tendency. Genes are playing it. But then genetic, learned tendency also comes. Family culture, family system, country culture, society, all comes with it. As far as the genetic is concerned, pure genetic, you can't change the nose. It will be this way because it was meant to be this way. But when it comes to the kind of inborn quality of taking it lightly, may change. The cultural input that has come can change. But for that, there has to be a strong situation or association. So if we associate with each other, we will forget about the difference between Hindu and Muslim and Christian, because we are together. And we are together not because you are Muslim or I am Hindu, but we are together because we needed each other, we love each other. And then we realize, oh, you are a Muslim. Then it doesn't matter. Oh, you are a Christian. Then it doesn't matter. So the tendency, but for the tendency to become a behavior or disease, there has to be environment. That tendency will never come out until there is the environment. For example, he had a tendency for example, heart disease, brain disease, all mean, not heart disease, all mean cardiovascular system, the blood vessels, wherever they go. So wherever they go, if something is happening here, must be happening in the heart and kidneys and legs and everywhere. And you have seen it, that his leg circulation was gone too. Because same process, there is no indicator that you go and affect only the eye. It will affect every blood vessel. Certain parts will be affected more because they work more, heart works more. So it will be affected more, brain needs more supply, will be affected more. Legs need more supply, will be affected more, kidney needs more supply. But every single vessel is getting that problem, everywhere else. In his situation, he had a tendency to go into depression. He must be a very nice person. Those people who don't want to go and fight with people, So because he was nice people, that was his tendency. And he had never seen that situation. Suddenly it came at the prime of his life. 50 is very young, actually young. When you are mature and young, both combination. He lost business, so he couldn't tolerate it. There are two things to tolerate. One is you are alone. You tolerate, you break this, break your head, and then stay. But in his situation, he couldn't do it because he's got wife, he's got kids, he's got so much big family. How can he cry? He can't cry. So he internalizes it, goes inside, and the subconscious mind takes over. So it comes out. When subconscious mind takes over, you go to a doctor, and doctor is trained. Depression, take a tablet. Now you have given a tablet for depression, means it's going to affect the nerve cells, whether they are chemicals or not. But that chemical is not produced in just one site. It's produced near every nerve cell. So it's going to affect every nerve cell. One way, it's going to give him boost, but 20 other ways, the same tablet. I'll give you a simple example in his case. The more the antidepressants of the present kind, which are kind of safer, the more the blood pressure. So on one hand, he's got cardiovascular disease and the tendency. On the other hand, he's got cholesterol extra and all that stuff. I'll go to that also. How that can be, no tablet on earth can take care of cholesterol. But I'll tell you something what to do. And well tested for me. Okay. So all things are waiting when to get a chance to stick. Blood pressure rises, atheroma or that thing inside, stuck inside the vessels is already there, and depression is there. Subconscious mind is taking over. You are worried about depression, so you are giving tablets. Tablets are making little difference, but you don't know what else tablets are doing. So blood pressure is increasing, and suddenly the piece of the atheroma or the clot goes from there, goes into the brain, kills that portion of the brain. And suddenly the same problem which was psychological now has got another friend, dirty friend, which is ischemia or low blood circulation and kind of death of the cells. Lucky for him and you at this stage that he's what he is today. Otherwise, very few people come out. Major atheroma, major stroke, 3 times stroke, and then leg going down, then diabetes on the other side. Everything in one go. It's a chaotic, dangerous situation. And if we think that for clot we'll give this, and for that we'll give this, and for cholesterol this, and for heart this, and diabetes this, forget it. Because no address is written on the tablet. Darling, go there and do this, but don't do anything else. And let the other tablet come, she goes there and does. It's impossible. But if the body takes over, cells take over, they are chaotic, but if they start behaving normally, then the body is the best ever machine anyone ever produced on this earth until today. In today's date, my body and your body is the most perfect body because it has got 1 trillion cells, or maybe more. Each cell has got genetic makeup of the total body. Each cell has got a nucleus that has got DNA, and DNA tells the body, total body, how to behave. I am behaving now in whatever manner, whatever expression. All is because of those cells sending the protein into the cell, then out of the cell, then into the target organs, then making changes. The nose has to be this way. Have you seen the earliest photo of the fetus? Whether it's a mouse fetus, whether it's a dolphin's fetus, whether it's a goat's fetus, your fetus, my fetus, all are exactly the same. But when they start growing, when their own cells start growing, they start sending messages, this protein, even the color of the eyes, even the color of the hair, even the fingerprints. 7 billion people on earth, not even a single person looks the same. Not even a single person's fingerprint matches. Not even a single person's voice matches. But 2 brothers, the voice can match. If I hear from a distance, just hear, then I'll say, oh man, is it him or him? So they still match a little bit so that you can come to know what's happening. Anyway, so disease starts with a tendency, which means everyone has got a tendency. And genetically, real genetic, unless we have made it genetic, there is nothing genetic or everything genetic. But your grandparents and my grandparents were the same. You believe it? Scientifically, there must be 4, 5, 10 human beings initial evolution, and then they produced and ultimately whole world. So we are genetically the same. To the extent that some mice and monkeys have the same genetic material, similar. Because we evoluted, or we had evolution from there to came up, so gene-wise we are the same. Something happened on the way to the genes that they started misbehaving. And that something is a long story, but then we call it genetic, and the way we use it, sheer stupidity. That I am fat, I have got heart or diabetes, doctor, it's not my fault. Of course, it's not your fault, you were ignorant. But they say differently, it is genetic. As if somebody gave you the disease. No. We made the disease, and we got the disease, we asked for it. I'll give you a simple example. But I'm going to tell you about that. We'll put them together. We cook food. What do? We put a heater or gas. Heater is electricity derived from the earth, whether it's water power or wind power or whatever, or fossil fuel, petrol, gas, diesel. The heater we use or the gas we use is around 1200 to 1900 degrees centigrade hot. And we cook it for half an hour. So every minute we are burning those many calories. Let's say 2000. But we are using only 100 degrees. You are wasting 1900 calories to get 100 degrees so that water can boil. And that's how we cook. We don't cook in that much temperature. It will burn. But because we don't know, so we don't think. We think, oh, just $10 electricity we have used. We don't know that out of $10, $9 we have wasted to get that $1 to cook the food. And that waste goes where? Into the atmosphere. You drive your car, you have Mercedes, you are alone, and you drive to the office. You don't think about wastage. You think, oh, $2 wasted. But actually, you have burnt $2, used only fraction of it, and the rest is gone to the atmosphere as pollution. So who is responsible for vitamin D not reaching Earth? That means, the solar ray, that which is 290 to 300 nanometer wavelengths, ultraviolet B ray, which comes only for roughly about 3/4 of an hour to 1 hour every day on Earth. But because of pollution, it doesn't reach us. There are many other reasons also, but pollution is one. Now we have created it, but we don't know, so we don't care. But had we known it, we would care. So when you cook the food, you have cooked the food. Now I'll tell you, the sun or Almighty God, whatever you want to call it, or sun's daddy or daddy's daddy, total energy, not only produced us, the earth, the plants, the animals, through that energy, but also is making us live day to day. If sun is vanishing now, we'll be dead. Finished. Earth will be dead. Moon will be gone. Everything would crumble. So not only God himself or the supernature herself or the environment or the total energy produced us, but is giving energy to us every day so that we can live. The difference between plants and animals, however, is only one. Animals means us including. The difference is that plants sitting at one place can entrap the solar energy and can make food out of it from the earth. So earth has got carbon, earth has got hydrogen, earth has got oxygen. So it takes that energy, breaks down water into H and O, and then releases the energy. When water breaks down, the bonds break, energy is released. So plants have the capability, which is photosynthesis, capability of taking solar energy to break water. That's it. So it breaks water, but then the energy produced by water is inside it. Uses that energy to break carbon dioxide to mix it with hydrogen. So CO2, carbon dioxide, CO is already there. Now it needs H. H is free and energy is there. So grabs that H, becomes C6H12O6 or CHO. Now, for us fools, carbon is inanimate, dead. But CHO, carbohydrate, becomes a biological molecule. Now it starts behaving. And that's how the cell is formed. It was formed 4.6 billion years ago, single cell. Then became complicated through experience and evolution and attaining other things. Went on becoming multi-cells, then multi-organs, then multi-systems, and us. So, every cell is different. It is not one. So, we are not one human being. Of course, one human being, but with 1 trillion individuals inside. And same is on the earth, same is for the solar system, for the galaxy, for everything. It's not one, but it's one with trillions, and individual cell with trillions, cell and cell wall, and then cytoplasm, and then Golgi apparatus, and nucleus, and genetic material, and knowledge. And I mean, the DNA itself can go to this moon and come back a million times. One person's. They say if a person is fully burnt, if every single hydrogen atom of a single human being, the energy is released, we can light a country like USA for 7 days. Single person. That's nuclear reaction, atom bomb. It's nothing. Breaking down of few atoms. We need thousands of scientists to produce a nuclear bomb. We haven't yet produced a simple thing that happens in the plant and the leaf. Break down water, take the energy, take carbon dioxide, and produce sugar. Had we done that, we would have a tap outside our house, sun is there, open the tap and you get sugar. But we haven't made it yet. We have made kidney artificial, heart artificial, this artificial, there. So it is such a great factory, but do we respect the leaf of a plant? No way. Because we don't know. So what I'm telling you is also called health through wisdom. Wiser you are, you will know what to eat. And that's what I'm going to tell you. Now, when I eat that cooked food, takes only a minute or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
and in. What were the teeth meant for? Chew. But if you have already chewed it outside, made a dough and made this and made that and cooked it and bread cooked and everything, they don't have to do big job. Saliva doesn't have to do big job. Saliva breaks down the chains of sugar, complex sugar chains, into doubles. Polysaccharides is chain, poly becomes disaccharide, 2, 2, 2. Only this person does that job, salivary gland, nothing else. So that means this gland, which has got billions of cells, they work 24/7, they work our lifetime, keep on producing saliva. Billions of cells in 24 hours produce around 2 liters of saliva. 2 liters of saliva a day. Whole of our life. Keep on dying inside, but new ones keep on being born. Same thing. Grandfather died, father died, you die, and children keep on coming, doing the same job over and over again. But to the extent that they are super specialists. The job it does, this can't do. Teeth can't do. But the job teeth does, this one can't do. The dog's stomach does, can't do. Once we take the cooked food, we disrespect all these organs, especially mouth, tongue, saliva, teeth, intestines, stomach, liver, pancreas, we disrespect. Now, if you disrespect and if you don't let them work, what will happen to them? They'll either die or get sick or overreact, start fighting with you, have a mutation, genetic change and become cancer. That is why within the last 100, 200 years, cancers, diabetes, heart disease. Now, when this thing comes and it has nothing to chew, it stuffs it in. Had this food be raw, this would have taken at least 1 hour to eat this much food which is cooked, which was not cooked. 1 hour. So it will go slowly until you chew it. For example, no way that I can swallow it. No way. And nature. And no way it can chew unless saliva comes. No way it can mix with saliva and break the polysaccharides, the chains. So, I can't just swallow. And for that, if it was bitter, I won't eat it. So nature has given us the strength and the quality and the qualification to decide what to eat and what not to eat. Can't speak. Single. Single. If it was this much, it goes down. Now that guy will do his job. Stomach. Stomach has to break down double chains, disaccharides into monosaccharides. Simple sugar, very simple, easy to absorb. But has also to separate. There is fat also in this. This is more of sugar plus little bit of roughage. But that one had more of roughage, more of vitamins, minerals, more of fat and protein, high quality. Almond. This is just that kismis. Because it goes slow, because every single cell is functioning now, they must be very happy. They are doing the job which they are meant to. Like, I love this. making people understand. So if I get somebody, it's happiness. But I know all this, and the hospital says you have $1 million, but keep sitting in your room. Just sign the papers. Do you think I'll be happy? No way. In addition, my character will change. I'll start drinking, I'll start smoking, I'll start drugs, I'll buy a Mercedes, and what to do? There is no real job to do. And that's what has caused problems these days. Money. What are you doing? I'm working for. Why are you working? For money. Money, money, money. And money has stuffed us. And money is the only thing which can go in one day. Your health can't go in one day. It will take time. Your intelligence can't go in one day. But money will. And money will bring in things which will cause cardiovascular disease and what we are talking about, what we are worried about. So, no time to eat, no time even to grow. First, we have to go out and grow.
Eating raw food. What if somebody would like to eat, for example, meat, fish, or chicken? He cannot eat it as raw, no cooked.
Yeah, I'll come. I just want to show you what our body is meant for. That has a purpose. And that works automatically without us knowing. Now this has gone, these guys are working and they're happy. If they are all happy, if inside is happy, can I be sad? Even if I lose money, if my inside is happy, if one cell wants to be unhappy, who will take care of it? Other cells. If the hospital is working wonderfully well, reception is great, the best receptionist, for example, people are based, topper is based, everyone is based in their own field. Why would the owner come here to check it out? Owner should come only when somebody's sister is being married or somebody is being married or somebody is dead. That I'm so sorry, my condolences, I'll come to the... Then. And if one of us starts misbehaving, do we have to call the boss? No, we will stuff him. That is exactly what our body does. Every day, millions and millions of cells die. Most of them die because of their age is over. Our cells don't live whole life. Some die within a day. Only the stem cells live whole life or tend to live whole life unless they are used to become something else, which we are trying for your daddy indirectly through HPOT, so that these stem cells start producing, start using their power to regenerate those brain cells. Stem cells, to our knowledge till today, scientific knowledge, are the only cells who can survive as long as you survive. They keep on waiting to make something, to become something. Rest all of these cells die on an average 100 times in our life. So we are changed from inside, but we don't know. For Earth, people die every day. Earth doesn't know. It's still, vibrant all the time. Same thing happens inside. Now, if they were not being served, if I was given money only and I was not served extra money, because this is extra, this much food after cooking becomes this much. So now you are getting concentrated money straight into my bank. I don't have to work hard. So I will be spoiled. They will also be spoiled. And angry. Both. That I don't have to do, because I can get out, enjoy my life kind of, buy a car. Where can these go? They can't run away. Our body's individual cell cannot run away. So it commits suicide, dies, or creates havoc inside. And others are not bothered because they are already bloody fools. Which body have I come with such a knowledge and I'm not being used? Same is true for human beings. If the hospital says you take your salary, you sit here and don't give lectures to others. Don't serve a poor person who comes. For me, everyone is poor who comes because they are suffering, whether this problem or that problem. And they say, no, you just write the medicine and send them home. I will not be satisfied. And that's what's happening in the world today. We are just doing job to get money. And then it becomes habit. And then it becomes, some people come and they have heard I'm a good doctor, so they think I've told this story, he'll write some medicines. So I keep on writing. Some people ask me, doctor, why would you write me so much medicine? And then I show them, I've not written anything. I've written what you have told me. And I've written the plan. People are so mistrained and tuned. When I write medicine, I keep on saying this vitamin D capsule, 2 capsules every day for 5 days, and then once a week or once a fortnight or once a month for lifetime. And to understand lifetime, go and see my video or come and attend the seminar. So that takes this much space to write. They say, you have written so many medicines. And then people come, people like your daddy here. People means people who have problems like your daddy, hundreds of problems. And they bring this much file. Gone to Medanta, gone to All India Institute, gone to Germany, gone to France. All are here, doctor. And I want to tell you what they did, and this is what they did. This is the best doctor who prescribed it. Then I tell them, why waste your time and my time? Had you been treated the way you should be, why would you have come to me in this little place? So keep that there. Tell me what's your story. Let me hear it. Some people want to say, I have diabetes. Then I have to tell them, shut up. Tell me what happened. Why did you go to the doctor? Then they say, I had itching, I had urinate, I had burning in the urine, I had skin sores. I went to the hospital, found out that I was diabetic. That's what you tell me. Anyway, so what I was saying was, so cooked food, this quantity becomes this much, and you can easily gulp it. So waste your time and energy and everything thinking I've saved my time so that I can drive to the office. Drive to the office, that means you are not even using your body. Again, fossil fuel. This food, also fuel. Had I taken this raw, and raw here means, I'll explain later on for meat. Raw means the one that can be eaten raw. Obviously, you can't eat stones raw, you can't eat, meat raw and all that stuff. The things you can chew and process, for which this body is nothing but processing plant. Total body. I think before going further, I want to tell you what's the purpose of the body. Not the religious purpose. I'm talking about physical body, what's the purpose? Very simple. Whatever plants make, they make food. The only difference which I was going to tell you between plants and animals is, plant can make its own food, animals cannot. We don't have that equipment, that atomic factory which can make carbon dioxide and water, transform it into sugar. So that's the reason over 4.6 billion years we have attained legs, arms, hands, eyes, nose, all to find out food and to steal it. So it's in our nature. Stealing is in our nature. Steal it from the plant, then eat it, then cook it. For cooking, we have got 28 foot intestines, stomach, trillions of cells doing their job day and night. Acid production, liver juice production, pancreas juice production, saliva production. Trillions of cells working for this whole so that they can live. They are making this building. Our purpose, simple. To take that energy so that we can use it. Use it for what? To steal it again. So that we can live. So the purpose of the body is survive till you can. And that's the struggle. For that is the whole body. So to burn it, burn the fuel to get an energy. एक और ले आना. This we have to remember. Plants can make energy, though he's bringing. Plants can make food. That food is fuel for us and we have to burn it. How do we burn it? Exactly the opposite of what plant's leaf does. Exactly the opposite. Break down CHO into CO2 every breath and into urine. Just one single function. For that, such a complicated machine. It's a simple function. For that to burn, we have those trillion cells. But the food has to reach them. They can't get cabbage straight away into the cells. You can't. To process that so that it's easier for the cells to use, whole body is there. So the first station is this, first system.